Welcome back from Rassan's kitchen table.
Hey.
We're back. It's currently 11 p.m.
It's our second episode of the week.
Yeah, we felt kinda in a yappy mood, and why not take advantage of it, right?
Right.
I think we will say very interesting things at this time, at this hour. Yeah. Oh, a cold cigarette. Oh, fuck. Yeah, cold cigarette is the pain right now, actually. Could we smoke in the kitchen?
You're so funny.
How do y'all cope with nicotine addiction, actually? Because in our case, it's been like, yeah, I'm not addicted. I can quit whenever. But why do we go back to it then if we quit for a while?
But you know what? Like, Loki, I'm still on my point. Like, I'm not addicted to nicotine. For
Okay,
real.
then why do you go back to smoking
I
nicotine?
really feel like it's just low-key for the aesthetic. Most of it.
A
I know
cold cigarette
I
to
know it
ease the
sounds so
pain.
fucking dumb. And like many people have laughed in my face about me saying this. But
I
it
get
is
it,
low-key
but
for the
I get their
aesthetic.
point for laughing, and I get your point as well.
It's low-key for the aesthetic. And second of all, not gonna lie, like, I do crave it sometimes after like having a
Fat
heavy
meal.
meal. Yeah, like a fat ass meal. I do crave it. Like, it's a bit contradictory, but like some people would say then that's a sign of like addiction if you
Yeah,
crave it. But I
I
don't.
think you're just gaslighting yourself
No,
that
for
you're not
real.
addicted.
I'm not. Like, I quit cigarettes for like 2 months, and
Wow,
after
you're so brave.
I fucking am. After like smoking for like almost 2 years, like every day,
It's every day, bruh. It's every day, bruh.
and
Okay.
then I like started smoking vapes, but then I got sick and I stopped. And literally, I think if I'm not in an environment where people are smoking,
Yeah.
I wouldn't like go back to it. Like, because I can't quit. I know that I can't quit. It's just that I come back to it when I'm around people that are smoking. Somehow it has like to do with like peer pressure, but at the same time it's like my own decision at the end, and I still choose to do it.
I feel like it's also out of boredom for me. I
Mm-hmm.
started smoking at home, and I started getting into coffee as well. That's like combination. And it just gives the vibes, as you said. Like, I see my mom smoking, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's just smoke a cigarette. And I get bored, and I like talking to my mom these days, and I sit a lot in the kitchen. And while talking, then she lights up a cigarette, and it's like peer pressure, but also like cunt.
Yeah, like low-key bad
Because
vibe.
we're spilling tea, and I'm like expressing myself with my hands and having a cigarette there as well with like a drink. I always have to have a drink when I smoke. It can be plain water, it can be coffee, juice. It has to be a liquid. And it's also out of boredom, not gonna lie, because also it happened to me that when I used to smoke vapes, and like you could smoke vapes inside. Not many people tell you. I actually heard no one saying you can smoke inside, because
I don't think so.
anyways, but like friends, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
not like publicly.
Oh, okay.
And I once hang out with a friend of mine for like a good like 8-9 hours. I don't know, it was like a whole ass day. And my friend told me that they quit cigarettes, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna smoke in front of you then. And also vapes and cigarettes, everything. And I was like, okay. And genuinely being preoccupied preoccup-
Occupied.
preoccupied
Mm-hmm.
with like being engaged in those conversations and having genuinely fun. I left when I went home. I was like, damn, I haven't smoked since like this morning. And I literally didn't feel like it. I didn't think of it at all. And I was inside. I could have smoked at any point.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of like not doing it in front of them as well, but also it was just like genuinely I didn't think of it. So yeah, it's also because of boredom. But let's not talk about like smoking because you're bored, but boredom in general. Is like boredom good for you, for us? Is it good to be bored? Because it does happen a lot.
I think sometimes it is because um I feel like when you are busy with a lot of stuff, it just makes you get occupied. It makes you get occupied with stuff that like you have to do,
Yeah.
like tasks, kinda. Like imagine a day where you like have to go to school and afterwards you have to go to the gym, then you have to come back, make yourself food, then you have to study. It's like a busy day.
Yeah.
You're not bored. It's like tasks that you have to do, or like maybe hanging out with friends and seeing
I'm gonna
this,
have a headache from looking at you the whole time like this.
and like seeing someone, it's like when you're busy, I feel like you always have tasks that you have to do. Like somehow it's not in your own
Hands.
hands to like choose to do it or not. And I feel like boredom after such days, let's say, or after such time is low-key good because it makes you, maybe like it pushes you somehow to like do stuff for your own.
Should I say what you mean actually? Because I feel like you can put it in words. I feel like boredom gives you the opportunity to reflect,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's the word.
exactly. Like maybe out of boredom you start discovering a new hobby that you have. Like I'm literally talking so like specifically about myself because like back last year in winter, like 2023, um I was literally so fucking bored and I didn't have so much to do at school and shit, and then I started like crocheting and I started learning patterns and like the basics, and now it's like one of my favorite hobbies. And I think if I wasn't bored and like I wasn't like watching a lot of TikToks during my like boredom, and I discovered crocheting and I was interested in it, I would have never thought of like actually doing it. Like imagine myself being busy all the time. I would have never got the chance to experience
Yeah.
learning it and like discovering it as a hobby. Or like maybe just spending time with yourself, and
But also
just
like reflecting about like certain situations. Overthink because sometimes it is good and you think like, oh, maybe I should have done this and that and
mm-hmm.
or what do you want to do with yourself and how do you feel and like really go through some things in your head. I think that's so good
No,
to think about like on a deeper side about what you did and how that made you feel or how this particular thing you did made someone else feel.
that could be low-key dangerous though, because I don't think I would like to sit by myself with my thoughts for too long. And if you're like bored and you have nothing to do and you're just being there and just overthinking such stuff, I wouldn't like to go so deep into it because I don't know, it could open doors that I don't want to open right now and made me overthink too much about a topic and jump from one thing to another, and it could end up bad.
Of course.
Like it could end up setting me in a very bad mood or like get me depressed even.
Yes, but You doesn't matter. Doesn't no doesn't matter. Not that. I didn't want to say that. It doesn't have to be in a deeper way or something. But
Yeah, like that's the point. Like it doesn't have to be deep, but sometimes I think anyone could relate to this when you start thinking about stuff.
sometimes you have to.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying that it's not something good, it's good, but like sometimes when you're just too bored and maybe you haven't done it in like a long time and you have a lot of stuff going on in your life and you have many thoughts and you just start thinking about all of it and you start overthinking, it could start being bad. Like it could make you think about stuff that you didn't want to think about right now. It could literally, like as I said, maybe get you depressed and set you in a mood that you didn't actually want to be in. It's just that you should be careful of how far you come with overthinking stuff. And the point is that it's not in your hands to overthink, you know? It just leads you to that point. That's why it's like a bit scary if you don't have control of all your thoughts and like feelings at the moment.
It is scary because you're right that you can't like sometimes control it, and you could like slip and go like fall into that fucking hole. But I say overthink not just in a bad way. Think about like what you want to do, as you said, like find a new hobby, or just like stare at the fucking wall, be like, damn, I'm so bored right now. And you don't actually have to do something in that moment. I found it really annoying when I get bored. I do get sad, but not because I'm thinking of shit. I'm like, I'm so bored. And I see people doing like this and that, and I'm like, damn, I am not doing anything. Maybe I don't have money to do something outside of my house. Maybe I don't have anyone to go out with. Maybe the weather is too shit to do something outside, and in my house I'm super bored of like watching any series. I'm in a reading slump and shit and whatever. But I do start to find it more and more comforting, because there were times when I wish I had I had nothing to be bored, and I had nothing to do so I could be bored. When I was working and going to school the whole time and having no time for my social life. Even though in those moments of boredom, my social life isn't looking so great neither, because I'm by myself and I'm bored, at least I have nothing to do and to worry about. Or maybe I do start to worry about stuff, but I can at least have the time to worry about those like little things. Maybe I'm like, damn, let me start cleaning. And sometimes when I clean the house, I like listening to a podcast, I like listening to music, but I do find myself also sitting in silence and just scrub. And before I didn't understand this thing, because my mom does it. When I cook, I like to watch a series or like a video. Not specifically listening to music, just sometimes, but like to watch something. I like multitasking. And at some point I was asking my mom, like, why do you cook in silence? You're just chopping things, and what are you thinking of? She's like, I don't know, I just like to be in silence when I cook. It's like, that's so fucking weird. And then I found myself just scrubbing the toilet and stuff like that in silence. And literally having like no thought behind those eyes. Sometimes I do think about stuff, because I can't help myself but multitask. I can't do one thing sometimes, only one thing. Sometimes it does feel like, oh, I'm watching this series, kind of feel like I'm wasting my time, let me be on my phone in the same time. Not really like that. just like be on my phone, but maybe play something on my phone, and watch something in the same time. I was doing that today. I don't know. It's crazy how many men I like get to know, maybe, or like how many men I already know and I talk to about this. I'm like, can't you do fucking two things at the same time? And they're like, no.
I hate multitasking.
I know, because you were included in this fucking man I was talking about.
Like, it's because it's so real. Like, I don't understand how you could play a game while watching a series. Like, I could never. I need to fully concentrate on like listening to what the characters are talking about and watching what is happening. Like, okay, I could still listen if I'm playing, but I'm not seeing what is happening.
But I'm not like fully playing.
Yeah, but still, like, you have your eyes here and there. I don't like that. I like to put my full concentration onto one thing, my whole effort on that thing, to do it like 100% with my energy and put my soul into it. I can do multiple
Put my
stuff.
soul into watching this series.
Yes, whatever it is.
What series even?
I don't, but it was just an example because you brought it up.
What series would you like to watch actually?
I would like to continue series I was watching, first of all, like you, because I think
The series you, not like me.
like the series you, because I think I watched 2 seasons. Like, I started with the third one, but then I stopped at some point so randomly.
Let me give you like a real quick talk about it. For also people that maybe watched it or want to watch it. The 4th season is the last one. It got me so bored at the beginning. But bear with me. Bear with me. Because the plot twist at the end, and you have to finish the 4th season to understand everything. It's kind of like showing you some stuff that you won't understand during the whole season. But then at the end, you're like, damn. That's a good fucking series.
But I like the series. It's low-key, like, very entertaining and at the same time so fucked up. That's why I like want to continue watching it. And I also started watching like 6 years ago. I started watching Breaking Bad. And I think I watched 3 seasons as well. And
bro, it was
on a random
so good.
Monday, I stopped watching it.
It was so good. I felt like I have a flame under my ass the whole time. And I had to jump to like cool off. It was so good. Why do I always use comparisons like that? That's also so weird, don't you think?
I think it's
The Shakespeare effect.
yeah, but I like it though. It's like visualize stuff to make it more intense.
You literally imagine me like jumping on a
Like,
chair with
for
some
real.
flames
It,
under
like,
my ass.
It gives you some visuals of.
I don't know. It feels like I think teachers have this.
Maybe literature teachers.
I don't know. A lot of teachers also, I think, maybe I picked this up from my teachers during my childhood.
But I find that a talent, to be honest. It's low-key giving like writer vibes, like book writer
I
vibes.
should be a writer.
No, for real. Like, it's not that easy as you would think to like put like similes and like comparisons.
And they come like so randomly. Like I've never used this one with the flames.
You should have a notebook in your hands to just write down similes and comparisons that pop up on your mind to not forget them.
I
I'm
literally
not
do
joking.
it, I think, every day. So I
For
think I
real.
should.
I'm not joking. Imagine one day you just come to actually write a book.
I do actually want to.
You would use so many. Like,
I think I want to
literally.
write 2 books. I already have ideas. Because I want to write a book kind of about me. But I also have this kind of fantasy to write something like made up.
Mm-hmm. About yourself?
No.
Just a
I
random
also
story.
thought about writing a random ass book, like fantasy, but to drop some events that happened to me actually,
Mm.
and no one would know which ones they
Mm-hmm.
are. I mean, some will know, and I would
Some,
use like
meaning me.
random names or whatever. And I also wanna work, wanna work, wanna work on that book that I want my mom to write.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she will start because she just wants to buy a like cute notebook, she said, so she can start putting everything like chronologically.
You know what would be actually such a good move to do is like to write not a biography, but from
My
like a out of story perspective. You know,
like an
like you write.
a narrative, but like another narrative's way, not like the actual person that the
Yeah,
biography is.
like you write a book about yourself, but you
Yes.
put yourself out of the story and you talk
Like a
about
third person.
yourself. Yeah, like you talk about yourself as like she.
She, yeah.
You know, that
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
such an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
Like even for you to describe yourself as like she, like to describe
As
her.
if someone always there watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that for my mom. I think that would be so good. And she wants me to translate it in English. And I was like, me, myself, like me. She said, yes, you. I was like, but it's gonna be tricky because there's some words that have so much meaning behind it, and it would be so like off to translate it in English. She was like, you won't find it. Like
Yeah, I think that
you could make it funny if it's
Yeah.
funny in Romanian. You can make it funny in English. Just have to use the right words, because sometimes you don't have to translate it like 101.
yeah, and like you will have time to like even if like you don't know maybe too many words to like translate a specific sentence and bring the meaning through, you could like still search up on like
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT or like in dictionaries or something. Like it's not like you have to do it in like a day, you know, like you have time to do
Yeah,
that.
of course.
So
But I
think
would
it's
love
like,
that.
I think it's a great idea.
I think a book or two or three would be like at least one book would be like a project of a lifetime that I don't want to put off for too long.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do it because I swear it's gonna be so interesting. And like sad, but with a happy ending, hopefully.
Oh,
We'll see about that.
that's a great idea. I like that.
So, how to split the bill?
What the fuck?
I just wanted to talk about that. I didn't know how to ask. So, what else is new?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, you know, in both of our cultures, it's such like a standard for
I don't think it's just in our cultures.
I didn't say that.
You just did.
I didn't say just in our cultures. I said, I think like in both of our cultures.
It's a worldwide thing. Don't have to make it inclusively for our cultures.
I think it was my time to speak, right?
Sorry.
I think in both of our cultures, it's such like a standard for the men to always pay. But isn't that like a standard that has been put out there so much time ago when the woman didn't work and the man had to put the bread on the table and bring everything and provide and shit like that?
Yeah, I agree.
And nowadays, when there's literally women that make more bank than the men, or it's equal, why should a man why should a man be there and suffer basically? Because I don't want to be a man if I have to date. That's so stressful, I think. And I get it that it's still a little bit of a standard, and I let it be a little bit of a standard, like a first date or something like that. But once you have more dates and like get into a relationship, I don't think the man should always pay or be the one to provide all the time. It also depends on who makes the more
Money.
the more money.
But I agree on that. It's like such an old school thing.
And I hate girls that,
Make such a big deal out of it.
yes, they don't want to date a man that if he wants to split the
Mhm.
bill. Like, do you want a sugar daddy or do you want to have a relationship?
Mhm.
And you put this particular aspect so high in your list that you don't want to date them if they don't want to split the bill. If they want to split the bill,
That's a red flag. For
it's
real.
such a red flag.
Literally, like you said, like if you want a sugar daddy, then go look for one, girl.
Go
What
on
are
a
you doing?
website. What are you
What
doing?
are you doing
What are
in
you
that
doing in
man's
this bar?
DMs?
What are you doing in my DMs?
I agree on that. Even like I wouldn't even mind it from like the first date. I mean, I'm talking from my perspective as a man, but I think as you said, women make a big deal out of it, and even though some women would like try to argue with saying that they do make a big deal out of it because there isn't this type of equality that people are talking about, because of course it is true, and women are still getting like paid less than men in most of like work fields.
Yes.
But at the same time, if you're like looking for equality, shouldn't that be to work on it in all of its aspects, you know?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
that's what, like that's the idea behind it in my opinion. And I wouldn't mind like splitting the bill with my partner, like that wouldn't bother me at all, because as you said, it's like also a question of who makes the most in the relationship, like of money. But still, even if I feel like my partner is making much more than me, I would be down to like split the bill if they would ask to do that.
Yeah, like you don't know why they want to do that, or maybe it's not even about money. Sometimes it's just like you want to feel appreciated,
Mm-hmm.
or like, oh, you got me ice cream. We
Mm-hmm.
got ice cream and it was all from your money, or because you paid the whole thing, or I don't know. Sometimes you don't want to pay like so fucking much. I feel like that's stressful. And in my situation, no, not just my situation, but first of all, sometimes it happens that one of the partners maybe goes through something and doesn't have a lot of money. And like in the relationship, maybe they want to go eat, they want to do something,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one provides. If this happens to me, it's not that I feel obligated to return the favor, but I do keep it in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I have money, I love and I want and I genuinely want to do it back. Just like, oh, let me treat you. But never in my life I would be like, yeah, let me pay this time because I feel like I owe you.
Yeah, I agree on that. Like
Because
heavy on
I
that
don't
one.
feel like I owe you, but
Yeah.
I feel like doing something
Mm-hmm.
nice for you because you made me feel good and not bad because you pay for me. Because sometimes there are people that be like, make you feel bad when they pay for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you constantly feel like they're breathing on your neck and the
Mm-hmm.
back of your head and be like, oh, pay me back, pay me back.
That's real. I agree with that. Really, especially like in a relationship, because it's literally something where you give and take without feeling the pressure to like
Yes, and even though you
pay
give
back.
a lot of times, you shouldn't be like, damn, how long is this going to take?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's years at this point, but like if you have to give a lot of times, I feel like it's better to do it out of pure like I want to do this.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
it does when you do something like genuinely and you don't think about it, don't put too much thought into it, it does come back to you like 3 times more.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in this and my family believe in this, and that's why I think I believe in it. Because it's always, if like someone asks for help and you don't want and you genuinely want to help them, and you don't think like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it because it's gonna come back to me. No, if you genuinely do it, it's gonna come back to you like 3 times. And then when it comes back to you, be like, oh, I think it's like the karma, the good karma that came back to me for doing this. God bless America. Like one time, I'm gonna tell you, it was Easter for Germany, for Germany, for Catholics, fuck's sake. And it was holidays and stuff, and my dad was free from work, and he was like broke as hell because he had to finish some payments for the car. And he was like, Elena, that's a funny fucking question because I've never did this before, but do you have 100 euro? And I was like, oh, that's all right. Even though I was gonna ask him for money in the same day, I was like, no, that's okay. I don't have 100, but I have a 50, and that's all I can do. And he was like, I will give you back like Tuesday when the vacation ends and we get the salaries, but I didn't get it before Easter, and I wanna go somewhere with the car, whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. He was like, oh my god, that's so nice of you, but what about you? And I was like, yeah, it's my last money, but that doesn't matter. He was like, oh no, if you end up with no money, I don't want it. And I was like, no, I have like a 20 there. I don't need it for over the weekend. Everything is closed, whatever. He was like, and I was insisting. I was like, no, I want to do this. Shut up. Because a lot of times I needed it and he always helped me. Even if it was like he had to borrow money from someone else to give me. And I give it to him, my 50. And then the day he should have gave my money back, I wasn't asking for it. I was like just gonna wait because I didn't even needed it. But I came back from the shower and I looked on my phone and I got a notification from the app, and I was like, not to sponsor the app. I was like, oh, maybe my dad sent me the money. I go there and I do have a 50 euro, but it wasn't from my dad. It was from my aunt. And I was like, what the fuck? Why is she sending you money? Then I started chatting with her. I was like, what the fuck did you send me money? She was like, my kid just got I just bought my kid a motorcycle, and for the health of my baby, I gave some money around. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, thank you for including me in those people that you gave money to. But the fact that it was exactly the same amount, and I would still get my money from my dad. And besides that, when my dad gave me my money back, he gave me 80, not 50. And I was like, damn, bruh. That was crazy. And I do believe in this kind of stuff because it happens so many times. And I genuinely didn't have my dad thinking like that he will give me more money back or that it will come back to me. Because how the fuck should I know? From where? Because I just lost my job back then.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not going to come. Nothing's coming, babe. Stay in your place. I genuinely, I do believe in it, bro. That's it. Do you believe in jinx and shit like that?
Actually,
No?
it's low-key giving like zodiac sign shit. It's like fun and all, like I do mention it in my daily life as well, and we have this thing in our culture too that if you do something good, you're gonna get paid back for it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course we always like mention it here and there, but I don't know, I don't really believe in like all of that, but like I believe like if you do something good that you're gonna be treated good from people around you. Like I feel like that's true.
How did Caesar said? If there's a point to being good, then where's my reward?
Oh.
Huh? Did that hit you?
That hit because sometimes that's why I'm saying like it's low-key true, but sometimes like it's not really a thing. sometimes you get treated really shitty, even though you're good to everyone around you, and you're like, where the fuck is my reward, actually, from the universe? But yeah, at the end of the day, you should still be good to everyone around you, whatever. If you get karma back or good karma, or should still be nice to everyone and try to be kind.
But it. Oh, okay. My mic kind of just like glitched. If karma is about like spiritual things, and it like basically comes back to you if you're acting some type of way, what about people acting some type of way towards you just by your looks? Does pretty privilege exist?
The bridges she's trying to create from a topic to another just shows the yapping contest she's trying to create on here.
It shows how much shit I be thinking when I go to sleep.
Yes, pretty privilege
Yes.
exists. And to be honest, let's be honest here, because I also have shit to say about this. Look, I don't think anyone is ugly. I don't think anyone is ugly. Really.
No.
No
Shame.
no one is ugly. That word shouldn't even exist. I don't think anyone is ugly. I don't think anyone is not worth of being called pretty. It's just a matter of how the person takes care of themselves in terms of their appearance and maybe their style and all of that.
And how much confidence you have.
Yes, that plays also a big fucking role.
You could wear a
confidence.
trash bag if you know how to wear it.
You will look good
You'd
as
serve
fuck.
cunt.
Literally. And on another side, it's also like a perspective of like different tastes, you know. Maybe a person that I find attractive and cute is like mid for you, you know.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
That's like a thing of like different tastes. So I think no one could be described as ugly. But I still believe in pretty privilege. And now I'm talking from like experience I had with myself, because I always struggled with my appearance, and I still do, to be honest. And I think pretty privilege exists. Like there are like, we always say like, no, everyone is perfect, blah blah blah, everyone is beautiful, this and that. But let's be fucking real and like set this shit and say the truth. There are people who are like so fucking perfect, with a glowing ass skin without doing anything, pretty fucking eyes, perfect lips, the perfect body shape, and all of that.
Body T, face card approved.
Literally, there exists some people like that, and on the other side,
But I feel like people. Oh, sorry. Keep it. Keep that.
But at the same time, there are people who are like, oh my god, she's fucking dying to say what she wants to say. I'm telling you, it's a yapping contest.
Keep the idea, okay? I feel like people that always look so good. In Romania, we have a saying like, if they're pretty,
She can't even.
you know, the
say
light is on, but no one's home.
what?
Like, the light is on, but no one is home. Like, not so much is going on in there. Be like, you can't have everything, you know?
Maybe. Maybe.
But that's just sometimes.
Yeah. Back to my idea. So I was saying that there exist people who are literally perfect. Like,
Yes, you.
no, thank you. We come to that point, and I'm like real with myself. I'm not like the most handsome, prettiest boy to ever exist. Like, as I said, I don't think
I
I'm
think
ugly.
I have a person in the audience that is screaming, no!
I don't think I'm like ugly. As I said, I think no one is ugly, but like I'm pretty normal. And I think Like, if we want to be real, of course, if I tell this to like my partner, or like to you, my best friend, you're gonna be like, no, you're perfect the way you are, blah blah blah, me,
Not
yada
me.
yada. The typical talk and talk back and like approval of your appearance and shit. But to be for real, deep down, you know, between you and yourself, that's just like to like,
Shit talk.
yeah, to shit talk and like to not make it sound bad and to give you some support, and
They
that's it.
tryna
Like, it's not like
comfort
they
you.
actually mean it. And even
Some
if
people.
and even if they mean it, it's also something that is between you and yourself that you have to work on it.
Yes.
And for me, I really came in terms with it. Like, I accepted how I look. Like, this is me. I'm not fucking handsome like guys I see on the internet that I would love to look like, or that I think that I look like, because I'm not. I'm not the most handsome guy on this earth and the prettiest, and I am okay with it. I have so many insecurities and so many things I wish that were different towards my appearance. And I think that plays a big fucking role, especially like when it comes maybe to dating. Pretty privilege exists so fucking much. Like, so, like, as fuck.
Because
It
they judge
exists.
a cover by its cover. A book by its cover.
A cover by its book. But it is
It got too late.
but it is a true thing. Like, even you would do it.
I
Like,
would do
you're
it.
saying like they would judge a book by its
But
cover.
I
But
feel like you do
literally,
more.
I would do it too.
No, like I've dated some people that were questionable. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I was like, no, they're so nice. And you're like, oh, hell no, Elena. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I was like, I'm talking like pretty privilege exists, blah blah, blah, but I do like
He's
I
a
also
judger.
judge people as well. Like, I do be judging people, and that's why I believe that pretty privilege exists, because I do it too, and people do it too, and it's just a thing that is real.
Yeah.
As long as people say like, no, everyone is beautiful, everyone is pretty, blah blah blah, tell them shut the fuck up and
Blah, blah, blah.
go touch some grass, and we exist in this world, and that's it. Literally, I have nothing more to say about
But
this.
what is pretty actually? Like, why do the standards that social media, like,
It's not just
they
so-
ruined our
but
perception?
No. You come back to the same like over talk topic. Social media ruined our perspective of blah blah blah. Let's be for real.
But didn't they?
No, shut up. Let me talk. No, they didn't. Social media ruined nothing.
People did.
Everyone knows in real life that everyone has pimples, and that's normal, and it's normal for people to be obese or to be fat or to be chubby or to be skinny as fuck or to not have perfect teeth, yada yada.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Okay.
Before social media. And even before social media, wasn't it standards in the fucking 90s, 80s, 50s, 16th century to like have blonde hair and be pretty, or blue eyes? Weren't they like preferred? Let's go back to the fucking Second World War. What happened in Germany? No, you tell me. Did social media exist?
Boy.
It's just no, because I'm talking for real. Because it's this fucking
But
topic
no,
triggers me so fucking much.
you know why?
Social media ruins everything. Blah, 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 blah. No, it's
now
always,
you shut the fuck up.
no. Let me finish
No,
because I
you
didn't. Let me finish.
Let me finish.
No, let me finish.
No, let
I
me
haven't finished my
finish.
idea. It's been the standard ever since, because it's just. Let's be for real. It's just what the eye finds pretty, and that's it. Like, it comes, of course, to like different tastes at the same time. Some people would find some people more attractive than the others,
I'm sorry.
but like the standards are there. There are some people that everyone would agree they look perfect and so handsome and so attractive, and that these standards make someone looks prettier.
But you know, this was actually supposed to be a question. Does social media ruin our perception? And you were like,
They don't.
okay, what about But they do ruin a lot of things. Wait, before we go into that, I want to hear, since we were talking about like pretty privilege, what are your insecurities? Would you like to share some with us?
Well, I have many.
I would share mine too.
I hate my nose the most, I think. It's one of my biggest insecurities because I somehow never got to know how my real nose shape is because I broke my fucking nose when I was a kid because of my cousins. And my parents were so caring and didn't take me to the hospital. And the bones just grew up with me, broken basically. And so I have a broken nose. And I hate the shape of it. And I never got to see my real nose. So that's one of my biggest insecurities because you can literally see that it's crooked.
Would you get a nose job?
Yes, but not a nose job to like fix my nose shape and like
Yeah,
push
yeah.
it up and shit, just to like
Straighten.
straighten the bone.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah, still nose
I
job.
would do that. Yeah, nose job.
Not like aesthetically
Mm-hmm,
changing.
exactly.
Okay.
I hate my hair because even though sometimes it be giving and looking pretty and curly and all, I hate that it's so fucking dead. It's so thick and
Super thick, super pretty.
it's so dry. It's one of my insecurities. Like, it's totally different when you touch my hair than what it's looking like. I hate my face shape.
Really?
Yeah. I think my face is like shaped weirdly, especially up near my eyes.
Look at me straight.
Like, you see here, like the level of my eyebrows here,
Yes.
it's like curved to the inside. Like my face is like that, curved to the inside. It's like an eggplant, Loki. It's like curved to the
I've
inside
never
up
noticed that.
there. I hate that. I always notice it.
And it's just because of your hair, though.
It's like low-key curved to the inside up there on my eyebrows level. And down there, my like where my chin is and my jawline, it feels like squared. My face is a square down there.
Since when have you been mewing? Since
Yeah.
birth.
I hate my face shape. What else? I hate that I'm hairy sometimes. I think I got over this, but
I
somehow
love
still-
hairy men.
I still
I
hate
love
that
me a
I'm
hairy
hairy.
man. Like, oh my god, a hairy cattle. Have y'all heard he's expecting his first child? I was devastated.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much. Maybe my ear sometimes because they're like
Moving.
not just moving, but like they're not in their right position and place. I don't know why, but yeah.
I think you just look at yourself for too long.
Thank you. Came back to the supporting thing, which is just shit talking, but thank you anyways. What
No,
about you?
Okay. So my biggest insecurity is my body.
Mm-hmm.
My body weight, basically. And that also brings like however my tits are looking like, how fat my ass is or isn't, how thick some parts are, and so on. For example, also my fingers. I
Mhm.
really hate my fingers. And I used to do like nails, acrylic nails, to feel skinnier. And I recently got them off, and my hand looks like a 5-year-old. And they look I feel like I have sausages instead of fingers.
Oh
And I feel really bad about it. But there's a specific certain person that makes me feel better about them, because we matchy match. Even though I wouldn't say that about their fingers, it's just like something I think about myself. But I wouldn't call out person for their fingers or something like that. I also hate how when I do my eyeliner, my eyelids are not equally open.
Mm-hmm.
Like my left eye has a bit less eyelid space for makeup than the other one. I don't know if y'all can understand that, but it's so annoying when you're trying to do like something symmetrically like an eyeliner. I also hate my teeth. They're small and a bit crooked on the right side, and I've never actually said this to anyone, but I always tell people I love to sit on the right side. But that's because I hate my teeth on the right side. So whenever they look at me, they see the left one.
I do this with my nose.
So that's why I love sitting on the right side whenever I walk with someone or I sit somewhere. Because I do laugh with my mouth open. And whenever I talk and stuff. Even though whenever I mention this insecurity about my teeth to people, with no fail, each one of them said that it's actually so cute.
Mm-hmm.
My crooked teeth.
I don't think it's that bad, but
It's not, but
yeah. Like, I wouldn't be like, ew, her teeth. Like,
they just like were a bit not so straight and they went over. Anyways, don't have to explain that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. My body weight, my fingers also because of it, my eyelids, but my eyelids like barely. I don't really care about it so much. But my teeth, but not all of this could be fixed. You know what I mean? Like I could just put braces. I could just lose weight and whatever. It's just a matter of time and discipline.
Yep.
Well, since we also said shit about social media, ruining our perception or whatever.
Another bridge coming.
No. It's also about social media. Like, what about quitting social media? I feel like, let me tell you something before you respond to it. I had a talk with someone not so much time ago. We were talking about social media. Isn't it crazy how our generation got to experience this like drop of like social media, everything, like the big apps and like Instagram, TikTok. We started with Facebook and other stuff like Vine and Tumblr and all these websites. We've started it, and there's already so many people that are our age. They are so young, and they already want to quit it. How fast we got like sick of it. Isn't that crazy? And how we wanna. Is that like we grew up out of it, and like is that a mature thing, or is actually just bullshit and we don't like it anymore because just had too much of it, because everyone is addicted to at least one fucking app on their phone that has to do something with social.
It's a hard question to
Would you quit
answer.
first of all, and why?
No, I don't think I would, to be honest. Like, to be realistic, I don't think I would quit social media because I low-key have a healthy relationship with it. Like, I know that most of the stuff I see there isn't real, and I'm still in touch with reality, and I'm not abusing it somehow. Like, I'm not posting so many shit on there about my personal life like I used to do earlier when I was younger. I used to do that, you know? I was literally abusing my Instagram account and I was posting almost every day and multiple stories and multiple posts and shit like that. But I grew out of it. And I think it's a sign of maturity to like get in touch with reality a bit more than I was before and appreciate the real moments more and more, and know that social media isn't actually something that bad to quit it, but it's also nothing that great to it's not something that great to be so attached to it and share every single detail of your life on there. Because I feel like both sides, like quitting social media or being so chronically online, is like a form of like extreme shit, you know? And I think both of them are bad. Like, I don't think quitting social media is like so good, because you're like basically disconnected from everyone and from what's happening in the world, and maybe, I don't know, just stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's so great nowadays, even though people could survive without it, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely not something that keeps us alive.
Yeah. And at the
But
same time, being so chronically online isn't also something that great, you know, to share like every single fucking detail of your personal life on there. But at the same time, it's like not bad, because at the end of the day, who cares, you know?
yeah,
So I think in both cases, like, it's not something so like bad or great to do.
damaging maybe.
So why not just find the
Dosage.
compromise between both sides and just stay in the middle, you know? Like, why should I quit social media if I know how to use it properly
Mm-hmm.
and how to consume it in a proper quantity and use it in a great quality?
Nah, I loved how you did there.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
that's how I see my use it and consumption of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because before, I was literally that type of person that was so fucking chronically online, as I said. And at some point of my life, I was like, no, I'm quitting. I'm deleting my socials, blah, blah, blah.
That's an addict behavior.
Right? It's like you get so fucking fed up with like being online. You want to quit it at some point. And then I was like, hey, like, why would I do that? I should just go slowly, step by step, like to a level where I'm like, this is enough for today, and I stop using it, you know? And I'm pretty happy with like mass media consumption of like social media, to say, that I have. I think it's pretty in the middle. I'm not consuming so much of it. I'm not posting so much personal details on there. I'm trying to enjoy real moments with my life. I'm not on my phone all the fucking day. Of course, it happens that some days I do be, but it's not like something I would die if I don't do it. Like, sometimes I'll be literally hanging out with friends and going outside and having plans, and I barely touch my phone or like open TikTok or whatever. Or maybe I be playing a video game with my brothers the whole day and I don't even touch my phone.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that is really good, I think. It keeps me in touch, and it like delivers its purpose, and it makes me like use it properly to like stay connected with everyone, know what's happening all around the world. Maybe, I don't know, develop a bit my humor and all of that. And
Yeah, yeah.
at
That
the
one.
same time, I'm like staying connected to the real world. So I think I wouldn't quit it. I don't think it's a great idea to quit it, to be honest.
I wouldn't
If
either.
you know how to consume it properly. This is like the moral of the story. Because why would you quit it? That just shows that you don't have control over your own consumption. Because if you're really mature to like control it and stay connected with it at the same time and use it properly, you wouldn't just delete your socials and like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, I know, I know.
But no shade, I'm not judging everyone.
Anyone.
Anyone. You do.
I'm not judging everyone, just a couple of you.
I'm not judging anyone. You do what you do, and you know.
My fucking Adam.
Each person would find. She's not getting over it now.
Sorry, I'm not judging everyone. Just
Each one would
let me
find
count you.
their own way to go around with it, but I think this works like best for me. She's just drinking water, by the way. She's not.
I agree with what you said, but do you think I use too much of social media? Do you think I post too much?
I think you do post too much.
Because I do post more than you do, for example.
Yeah, I mean, I told you I was like that at some point in my life, but I don't know. I just grew out of it, and I don't like to be posting so many shit.
But I also think I
Online.
got better at it. Don't you think I was posting way more before?
No.
Oh, hell yeah. I was posting memes and shit like on my private and everywhere. I did got better.
I don't know. Maybe. But I like
Me personally, I feel like I evolved.
as I said, like you do what you do, if you think that's good for
I
you,
was
then
just
your
curious.
thing. But yeah, like in
Yeah.
my opinion, for me, I do think you post like, not to say too much, but you post a lot. You do be active, let's say, on your socials, you know?
Socials.
Yeah. Like you do be posting stuff on TikTok as well,
You know what? I don't. For me, Instagram, for example, is more of like I'm there for the stories. I don't really chat with people there. Maybe send memes. And I love how the algorithm changed on Instagram and how many funny fucking memes I get there because I wasn't before. And like to stop this madness and stop posting on my story, I would do it and I would delete Instagram. Just to have a quiet moment and be, because I am I am an addict.
Why can't you have sorry. Why can't you have why can't you have that moment while having Instagram? Wouldn't that be better, you think?
I don't know because I don't really care.
Because the app would be there and you would still not be posting, rather than deleting it. What if you delete it and have let's calm the fuck down, chill out, and get away from it, and when I come back I don't feel the need to post so much, but you download it again and then you feel the need to post more than you were before.
No, like I would, if I quit, I would quit completely.
Oh,
I wouldn't go
Oh.
back to it
okay.
because that's what I mean. I don't really talk to people there. I'm there
Mhm.
for the stories, and sometimes it's weird to know, like, I even though I post a lot, it's weird to actually let people know about my shit. Some people that I used to be in school with and we haven't talked in years, but they don't know, they do know shit about me,
Mhm.
and funny that I don't know shit about them, you know? So besides that and the memes, but the memes I do get like enough on like TikTok. I could literally open Twitter and have literally as funny memes and weirder.
So much weirder.
Weirder. But yeah.
But I agree to that. I was literally thinking in the last month I've been actually thinking to literally fucking delete my Instagram account and like do a new one where I just have 20 to 30
I wouldn't
people.
even do a new one. No.
But yeah, then I was like, no, I shouldn't take it that seriously. Fuck everyone.
I get that, yeah. Fuck everybody. What do you think of people that that apologize but never change?
Before I answer, I feel like I'm an interview. The way you're always changing the topics and asking
I mean,
me
you
stuff.
never ask me shit, by the way.
I thought we were just gonna freestyle this episode, but someone prepared some stuff.
I didn't
Or-
prepare.
I don't know. I thought we are just gonna talk about one topic or two, but since we started, we're like jumping from one to another.
Love that though. Love that for me. My bad.
No, break it, break it. Um,
People that say sorry but never.
trashy, trashy, floppy,
And the sorry
sloppy,
means change.
boring.
The sorry means change.
Mm-hmm. Sorry means change. It means that you have deep down the willing to change, but it doesn't mean that you are going to,
Or
because
that you've changed
yeah,
by saying.
if you don't put it in actions and if you don't show it, then no, it doesn't mean change, to be honest. Saying sorry just for the
Plot.
plot, for
For the
just
sake of it. For
yeah,
to get out of the situation you're in.
exactly, doesn't mean that you showed that you are really apologizing and
That you mean
feeling
it.
bad for what you did, and that you are willing to do better or change or work on how you act, you know? It doesn't mean
Please,
that.
Manny. I'll
And
change. I'll be better.
if
We'll go to
you're
college.
actually
Have
willing to
my
change,
babies.
my God, shut up. And if you're actually willing to change, I think you could literally show that. Like, someone could tell from the moment you apologize and you say sorry. And if you don't mean it, someone would always be able to tell that as well. But in both ways, it's so fucking important to work on the actions you are apologizing and being sorry for, and to not just drop them like that and get over it like, oh yeah, I apologized and that's it. We're
Period.
over it. Like, no, it's not how it works. Especially for people our age that are, because I think people our age are mature. You should call yourself mature, and if you don't, then grow the fuck up.
Fuck.
Fuck you. Fuck everybody, for real.
Fuck
I'm
my
so
baby.
I'm so fed up with everyone. Like, what about you? What do you think?
Oh yeah, me too. I think I think that
She
saying
yapped too much.
sorry.
It's her bad time.
I think saying sorry, it's like basically lifting your foot to take that step of a change. Just lifting it. But
Mhm.
you could put it back down in the same place, or you could move it forward by changing.
Write that down. No, write that down. Write that down. I'm telling you, write that fucking down right now. You will remember this podcast episode when you will read this in one of her books. You'll remember.
But
me.
you get what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
It's like lifting
just,
your...
I'm sorry. You move on afterwards, and if you change, you're like stepping forward. If you don't, you just put it back down.
Yeah, or even go back.
Literally.
Go backwards. It's basically like that. You just say sorry. It's like initiating the... Starting the process of change. But if you don't mean it, then it has literally no point of doing it, because it's basically you just start the process of apologizing and change. I mean, change by apologizing. And yeah,
Change.
why is it so hard? Oh, why is change so hard though?
That actually, this question hits deep down, and it goes down there and hits the spot, especially
Like,
in these times.
It stabs you and like it twists the knife into your
It
wound
does.
as well.
It does. Especially during
These days.
these last few days, I think in both of our lives,
Both?
yeah, like in yours and in mine, we've both been going through so many changes in our
That's true.
lives. And I was literally telling Elena about this the other day, because it was the day exactly after I wrote my second exam, and I went out of the house and spent the whole day outside and came back at night home, and on my way back I started thinking like how many stuff changed in my life since I've been living in Germany, and how crazy everything is changing even still now, you know. The fact that I started building a new life with my family here, I started learning a new language, making new friends, going out, meeting new people. I repeated school, and I'm gonna be done in literally a month. And I'm gonna be done with my fucking A levels and with high school, and I'm gonna be going through this shift in my life where I have to prepare myself for college, and I will have a gap year where I'm gonna be working and I'm gonna have a surgery and a lot of things. It was really an overwhelming feeling, and I was describing it like it's such a weird feeling. Change is such a weird feeling that it overwhelms me. It like eats me out from the inside because it's so fucking scary. It's exciting at the same time that somehow it's like the beginning of a new era in your life where you're going to learn more about more stuff and become more mature, and it's a process of growing up. But it's so scary because we as humans, we are made to adapt to anything and get used to stuff. And after we've got used to things that we have done so repeatedly during the last years, we get so comfortable to go out of it and like
Change the
welcome
pattern.
change, you know? And I was trying to remember how I felt the exact same feeling 4 years ago when I like finished my German course and wanted to go to this school right now that I'm visiting, and like I'm doing my A levels there. How I had such a weird ass feeling like I'm going to a school in Germany and it's so weird and it's so difficult, and I was almost giving up, and now I'm like so used to it. It's like literally my second home basically because of how much time I've spent in there. And I keep reminding myself that, oh, it's gonna be all fine. This new era feels weird as other stuff felt weird before, but at some point I'm built and made to adapt to new stuff. It's just this feeling that we are so used to stuff that we got so comfortable around them that we don't want to change them because we feel so safe and secure in what we have right now. And we're scared of like maybe depression, bad feelings we're gonna have, bad faces, bad days of work we gotta put on to build the future more and to reach more and like a higher level of what we are working toward. And I think that that's what makes change so hard, because it's something that happens out of your control, you know? Like
Sometimes.
I think all the time. It's something that happens like it puts you under pressure to decide, to have a choice. Like I'm going to finish my A levels, and now change puts me under the pressure that I have to do something to choose a career because that's going to be my future. And if I don't, I'm going to be nothing, basically. My future is not secured. And this is change. Me going to this
Yeah.
new chapter is change. And I can't just walk past it and ignore it. I have to go through it. It's something I don't have to I can't have a choice over. I just need to choose what path I'm going to take, you know? And that's why it's scary, because you have to put work in by yourself, and you have to take the own decision of what path you want to take through it. And it's so scary because sometimes midway, maybe you would just give up and you would fall into a depression, and you would be like, fuck all of this. And you want to go back to what you already had that was making you feel so comfortable and what you were used to.
And I would never feel the same again.
Yeah. And it doesn't just apply on this. Maybe
I do believe that, but could you ask me back so I can tell you?
maybe maybe, yeah, but wait,
Maybe.
I still need to say one
Thank you.
thing. But I don't think change is just applying onto like big changes like this, maybe a new era in your life or anything. It could be something so simple, like maybe going to the gym, changing your like lifestyle. Like you want to go to back to the gym. For example, me, I haven't been there in like consistently in like 2 years. And now I take this big step to like change my routine, and I want to go back to the gym, but it feels so uncomfortable because I'm not used to it. I'm just used to being home. It makes me feel comfortable. I go out there in the gym. I feel watched by everyone and all of that. And maybe at some point I feel like giving up, you know? It's literally like the same process as big changes. It's something that somehow you feel obligated to do. Like you have to do it because you know that it's better for you. And you have to take at the end the choice to go through this path however you want it to be. But it's as well something that you have to put work on and effort in order to accomplish it. Because if you don't, maybe you would fall into depression as well, and you would give up at some point, and you want to go back to what you had. And if you do, it's not gonna feel the same, because you are gonna feel bad again that you want to experience what you wanted again, and it's gonna make you feel even worse. So it's literally the same process, whatever it is, a big thing or simple stuff that you want to change. Yeah, so that was my point.
But I agree that it's not just something that just applies to a bigger picture or something like that, or just a certain type of subject. Because, for example, in my situation right now, change for me is scary in this moment. It's hard because I quit school and I also lost my job. That's so fucked up. But and it's hard because I need to find a new job, and I found it really hard to adapt to a new job. Like, yeah, it's a bit scary and anxious and whatever, but you'll get through it, and it's literally become like the bane of my existence and shit. But maybe that could also be kind of autistic of me.
Why?
I don't want to change my job. It's so hard to change jobs.
No, but I feel that too.
Right? And also the school situation, because I'm not just quitting it forever. I'm just gonna change things up at the right time. And that's scary. But also, besides being scared of normal things like this and actual changing your lifestyle, more or less, have you thought of changing in the emotional life? Like when someone breaks up with you and it's such a sudden change, and it's so hard not to have so little self-respect that you want to go back to them, even though it was bad and it won't be the same, as you said. It won't do you good, but you were just so used to that person to talk to them. And even though maybe you broke up with them and they did you so wrong that you want to walk all over your self-respect and
I think
get
it's
them back.
I get that, but I think it's just a process of like confrontation between you and yourself to just sit down a bit and sort things out, basically.
Yeah.
I'm going through this change. I know that it's hard, but what is better for me? Is this actually doing me good to just move forward and accept it and get used to it and
No, but
reflect and work on myself?
it's not that easy, because that's why it's
I know
hard.
it's not
Because people
exactly.
can't just sit down and be logical. They're impulsive and suffer.
I
and
think
they,
that that differs from a person to another, but everyone suffers emotionally, and everyone thinks of like stepping on their self-respect and like maybe going back to their ex or whatever. But still, you should be logical, even though even though not everyone can do it. It's the right thing to do.
It is the right thing. I'm not saying it is not. It's
And
just how hard it is to.
yeah, that's
That's
what
the actual thing we were talking
that's
about.
what makes it hard.
How hard change is.
Trying to think logical.
Yeah, because
It applies
all
in
the
all kind of
emotions,
situations.
all the emotions and all the thoughts and the messy, the mess actually that you've found yourself in the middle of. That suddenly something that felt your safe spot or your safe person
Yeah, it's
isn't
like
safe anymore, and
it's
you feel.
yeah, that's why no way you just put up a German word. That's why you should be logical. I can't think of another solution about it, and that's what makes it hard. That's what makes change hard, trying to be logical about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, I think that, like, to sum it up, change makes you miss the momentum of what you had, but not the essence of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you felt comfortable around it, but not because it was good for you or not, That's why you should try to be logical, and as we said, that's what makes it hard.
Yeah, and it's also, as you said, not just about career path or cool situation. It could be any kind of change,
Yeah.
and it's you need to go like through a couple phases. It's the shock of it,
Mm.
the denial, and then you start
Yeah.
like healing from it. But you you will find yourself denying it and be like,
Definitely.
no, this, I can fix this.
Mm-hmm.
I can fix him. Literally in my school situation, when I was like denying the fact that I will quit. I was like, I'm not quitting. I'm doing this. Didn't even last long. I was like, no, hell no. I put myself first.
Mm.
Gotta put myself first, and
That's real. Because I think, I was also putting myself into this situation like, no, I'm not having gap year. I'm finishing high school. Fucking hell yeah, going to college immediately. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna search how to move out. I'm gonna find the uni that's gonna accept me. I'm gonna do it. No, I will do it. I will fix it. And
yeah.
now I'm like, hell no. I gotta put me first, because in no way I'm finishing high school and going 5 months later to fucking university and having this big ass switch in this short period of time,
Yes.
because that's gonna be extra stress on me other than the stress that I had in high school, and I need this fucking gap here to just chill the fuck out.
Yeah, I think it's actually so nice to get this gap year and process what's about to come.
Yeah.
And also take care of yourself, whatever health issues you'll be going through. And yeah, love that for us. But I think I need to go home because it's almost 1.
It's really late. We up too much too.
And I think I'll start being too delusional at this point. If I continue talking about anything at this, I need, and You know what I need in this moment of chaos?
A cold cigarette to ease the pain.
Yes.
I do too. Okay. Thank you for listening again.
Forget about what we talked at the beginning about quitting.
Literally. This was a long episode as well, but we've been gone for so long. And
Too
we
long,
thought,
like haven't smoked in a minute.
yeah. So we hope you enjoy this episode again, and thank you for listening and tuning in. And we'll see you next week in a new episode, hopefully.
Yeah, if we didn't abuse this week too much. Bye.
Bye.